afternoon and good morning to all of you who are joining this webinar from Indonesia and the UK. Welcome to the UK-Indonesia English Partnership Series. Today is the third day and the final day of a three-day event organized by the British Council Indonesia and the UK Department for International Trade, taking the theme, Working Together on Enhancing ELT Capacity in Indonesia. Today's session will focus on sharing innovation in English language teaching and exams in the UK and Indonesia. We have two separate sessions with a range of UK ELT companies, from well-known mainstream publishers through tech-up startups and specific English specialists. And now we go to Weerada Sucharitkul. She's the CEO and founder of FilmDoo, and she's gonna share the innovation that she's been doing with FilmDoo. Weerada, time is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Can you see my screen? I just want to make sure.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Weerada, the CEO and co-founder of FilmDoo Academy. I'm here today to talk to you about some really interesting innovations happening, especially in the English teaching and English learning space using film and video. But before I start, I would also like to say something in Indonesia.
Ooh.
Saya juga anak Indonesia. Ketika saya masih kecil, saya tinggal di Jakarta. Saya sangat senang berada di sini hari ini. Terima kasih.
Wow.
So what I would like to talk today is actually a really interesting phenomenon. And that is actually that at the moment, there's a very big problem of students no longer being disengaged. The average Gen Z student now spends at least 4 to 6 hours a day watching online content, YouTube videos, Facebook video, TikTok. It's very hard to connect to them. Traditional teaching methods like textbooks, written exercise, they no longer connect. But what does? Films and video. Films and video can connect to these students, relate to them, and of course, help them to become more engaged and to learn better. Really interesting studies all show, for example, this recent study by Dozebo, that 81.6% of people now actually expect to use more film and video in their language learning. Movies also have a very unique capacity to help create empathy for people and places we don't know and have not experienced. And that's why films and of course videos are really powerful to inspire that connection, that empathy, and to give that context. This is a quote that I really, really like. Learning a language without the cultural framework in which it exists is like cooking ethnic food without the spices of the region. You just simply will remove all of the flavor from the language. And that's why when you're just learning languages using apps or doing English with just exercises, you don't have the context, the cultural nuance, which really inspires the student to want to learn a lot more. Some of you may know Stephen Krashen. He's a famous linguist based out of California. He actually did a lot of study into how we learn languages. And again, he said this best. We acquire language in one way and only one way, when we get comprehensible input in a low anxiety environment. So basically, comprehensible input is the way how children learn. Naturally, every day you start to understand a little bit more, you grow your vocabulary. And of course, you learn best when you're having fun, it's low anxiety, just like the way children learn. And that's what films do. Films, you can help to understand a little bit more every day, especially when you're immersed in that. And it's entertaining and it's in a low anxiety environment. And that's why students, when they're cramming for their exercises, they may pass their exams, get good grade, but the language acquisition doesn't stay very long. So why is film and video the future of learning? I mentioned that it's actually the way the modern students now learn, connect, and engage with content. Films and video also supports multimodal learning with all the senses, hearing, seeing. It supports complex understanding of more deeper issues. Films can also be used to create discussions and a talking point. Even shy students at the end of the lesson, they have something to talk about when they see a film, and they can give their own opinion or having fun talking about really interesting stuff. Films and videos are also great at improving listening and pronunciation skills. And most of all, it's just so fun and engaging that students love doing their homework. These are some of the really interesting sites that I would love to share with you that you can use to create your own film and video lessons. On the left-hand side, we have some companies that allow you to create games and lessons from films and video. You might be asking why I put TikTok there. That's because that's where a lot of the younger students are spending time there. And we've seen some really innovative teachers now actually using TikTok to teach. They're creating little bite-sized lessons that the students can just watch on their phone. At the same time, students can even be doing their homework on TikTok now, and their friends and peers can be commenting and sharing. So actually, you can use where the students are to create lesson tools as well. On the right-hand side is tools more specific for English video resources. So this is where you will find English video lessons already created. There's a number of different sites. Some of them also have more detailed work lesson or lesson plan like Film English. ISL Collective is a great site. It's somewhere in between both. You can create your own lessons, but there's also many English video lessons for you to use as well. And of course, there's FilmDoo Academy, that's us. We actually started as a film distribution platform. We have one of the world's biggest English learning catalog, and we saw the potential to expand into English teaching and English lesson using film and video. So we've launched FilmDoo Academy, which teachers can of course now use to turn any film and video, including YouTube videos, Vimeo videos, your own videos, into an interactive game and lesson in just a few seconds. And this is the interesting space we're now seeing, which is where we can use content, films, and combine with some really exciting educational tools to create games and lessons. So a little bit about us. You can see how easy the interface is to create games and lessons in just a few minutes from any film and video, and students love it too. You can use it in classroom mode, where students can watch a film and play a game in class together at the same time. Especially during COVID, they can be used in online lessons, whereas hundreds of students can even watch a game and answer questions, really interactive, really make lesson fun, helps the student engagement. And of course, the same game and lesson can also be used for homework and independent study. So let's watch a video together to bring it all to life a little bit more. Let me just put this up. Play the video.
Do you want to use film and video to engage your language students? Learning a new language is no easy task. Using traditional textbooks and flashcard exercises to learn can often feel repetitive and boring to many students. With the average Gen Z students now spending at least 4 hours a day watching online content, these traditional teaching methods now struggle to keep the students engaged. In this video, we'll show you why film and video is the perfect tool for language learning, and how FilmDoo Academy's interactive online tool can be used to reignite your students' passion for language learning. Learning feels a lot less like work when you're enjoying yourself in the process, and studies over the years have repeatedly shown that video learning can be an effective and powerful means of providing cultural context while inspiring enthusiasm for the target language. Most of all, films have the power to evoke empathy and cultural understanding, helping to create a connection. At the same time, students are able to immerse themselves in native, authentic content that shows the way the language is actually spoken. At FilmDoo, we have one of the world's largest international film catalogs, with films in over 32 languages, so you'll be sure to find the right content for your students at every level. Film and video-based learning comes in many forms and can be applied in a variety of different contexts, from mid to end of lesson knowledge check to independent self-study and homework. Of course, one of the greatest advantages of video learning is that it can be easily adapted for remote and online learning too, providing students and teachers with a set of easy-to-share resources and ready-to-use lessons that can be used in multiple modes. Using FilmDoo Academy, teachers have the ability to create interactive lessons that can easily be adapted for your students in just a few minutes. This saves teachers lots of time in looking for relevant content and and creating teaching material. Visit FilmDoo Academy for your free trial of FilmDoo Academy Pro today. Do you want to?
And of course, we're now being used by many schools in Indonesia, and I'd love to talk about what's worked in Indonesia, such as the work we've done with English today. And that's actually, Indonesian students love fun, action-driven films. Movie trailers are especially great, especially for teenagers, but also music videos. Did you know that songs by BTS, Korean bands in English, can also be used to teach English, for example? That's a great way where students can't wait to do their homework. And they really connect to them with where they're spending time as well. And of course, in helping find content, look for content that's authentic, English language in films or video in different accents, showing culture, showing food in different contexts is really useful to inspire students to want to learn English, and of course help with long-term language acquisition when they're more encouraged to do their homework or to interact with English learning content on a more regular basis. So it's a really exciting time. It's one now where around the world we are seeing learners now expect to be entertained, but viewers also now expect to learn something. And it's what I call, we're at a point of the edutainment revolution. It has arrived, it's really exciting. I would love for all of you to try to use film and video in your own lessons to make English learning and English teaching really exciting, and of course, helps to engage your students and connect to the modern students. So please do get in touch with me. Feel free to check out filmdoo.academy. It's free to sign up. Feel free to drop me an email at info@filmdoo.academy or add me on LinkedIn. And we'd love to stay in touch and help you with your film and video journey in English teaching. Thank you.
Thank you, Weerada. Oh, impressive. I think all the speakers are trying to showing off their Indonesian today. Thank you so much. If you look at the chat and also the Q&A, a lot of people are asking about video using movies. So teachers, participants, if you would like to ask questions, we have